You think you know Florida's Space Coast? For years, the debate over moving to Palm Bay or Melbourne has had a clear winner. It was always a settled argument, but in 2026, the game has totally changed. The ground is shifting right under our feet. We spent weeks digging into the latest data, comparing housing, jobs, schools, and of course, lifestyle. And I'm telling you, the city we're crowning the winner today is not the one you'd expect. If you're even thinking about moving to the Space Coast, you definitely need to watch. And guess what? The answer may even surprise you. What's going on, everybody, and welcome. If you're trying to make sense of the stressful, confusing, and often overwhelming process of moving here to the Space Coast, you found the right place. My name is Stephen Thomas, and as a relocation expert here in Brevard, this is honestly the biggest debate that I hear every single week. Palm Bay versus Melbourne. I've seen the mistakes people make, I've heard the biggest regrets, and I've also celebrated the victories. And today, I'm putting that argument to bed. And right now, we're gonna go round by round like a championship boxing match, scoring each city on the categories that actually matter when you're making life-changing decisions. We'll break down the cost of living and the real estate market as well. We'll analyze the job market and also the local economy. We'll look into family life and schools. We'll compare that lifestyle as well as the vibe and what to do for fun. And also we'll uncover one wildcard factor that is completely rewriting the future of both of these cities actually. And by the end of this, you'll not only know which city wins, but also which one is the right fit for you. And if at any point you feel like you need personalized advice on your unique situation, you know what to do. You can book a call with yours truly in the description below. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Let's get into it. All right, round one, housing and cost of living. Let's be real. For 99% of us, the decision starts and ends with money. How much house can you actually afford? And what's it gonna cost for you just to live? In this category, the difference between Palm Bay and Melbourne is stark, and it sets the stage for our entire debate. Let's start with the reigning champion in affordability, Palm Bay. For years, Palm Bay has been seen as the go-to answer for anyone looking for more bang for their buck. And in 2026, that reputation is still holding on strong. Recent data shows that Palm Bay is roughly 4.2% cheaper to live in than in Melbourne. Think of it like shopping with a permanent 4.2% discount coupon. It may not sound huge, but when you apply it to your single biggest expense, your house, it becomes a massive deal. To put it in perspective, someone earning $50,000 a year in Melbourne would only need about $47,000 to maintain the exact same standard of living in Palm Bay. The median home prices from late 2025 tell the story clearly. In Palm Bay, the median sales price was hovering around $325,000. In contrast, Melbourne's median home cost was sitting closer to $348,000. Now, that Melbourne figure can also be misleading because it's like judging the average height in a room full of NBA players. A handful of high-end and waterfront properties. They definitely pull that average price up significantly. The key difference on the ground is that finding a solid single-family home for under $325,000 is still a reality in Palm Bay, especially when that price point is much harder to find in Melbourne's more central areas. But it's not just the price, it's what you get for it. Palm Bay is famous for its larger lots and sense of space. It's where you go if you want a big backyard for the kids and the dog, a place to park your boat, or if you just don't want to live on top of your neighbors. You'll find fewer communities with restrictive HOAs, give you more freedom. But here's the trade-off. Many parts of the city, especially the western sections, rely on well and septic systems. Think of it this way. City utilities are like being plugged into the main power grid. It's all handled for you. Well and septic are like having your own generator. There's more independence, but also more personal responsibility. Now, let's flip to Melbourne. While it is more expensive, you're often paying for convenience. Melbourne has more planned communities with amenities like pools and clubhouses. These are also things that come with HOA fees as well in certain areas. Now, Melbourne's neighborhoods often feels like more traditional suburban areas, with established sidewalks, city water and sewer, and a more connected and less sprawling layout. It's definitely a city built for convenience. So, let me ask you, who takes round one? While Melbourne offers a tempting package of new amenities, the raw numbers are impossible to ignore. For its undeniable affordability, larger properties, and sheer value for your dollar, this round obviously is a decisive win for Palm Bay. Now, figuring out which of these housing options is right for your budget can be quite overwhelming. If you want to talk through your specific numbers and see what's really possible, I've set aside time to help. Just click the link in the description below to book a call with yours truly. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Now round two, job market and economy. Now, a cheaper house doesn't mean much without a good job to pay for it, right? So let's talk about the economic engine of the Space Coast. Now, it's critical to understand that Palm Bay and Melbourne are in the same metro area, meaning they share one regional job market. Think of it like a large swimming pool. Palm Bay and Melbourne are two different ladders, but they both lead into the same water, and a win for one is usually a win for both. The entire Brevard County region is in the middle of an economic boom, fueled by major aerospace and tech giants like L3 Harris Technologies, Northrop Grumman, SpaceX, and also Lockheed Martin. This has created a surge of high-paying jobs here. The Space Coast has one of the largest concentrations of STEM jobs here in Florida. And guess what? The local unemployment rate has been impressively low, sitting at just 3.7% as of April of 2025. The economy here is strong and is growing, especially in aerospace, defense, and even healthcare and clean energy. So in this case, how do we even pick a winner? We have to look at the details. If the Space Coast economy were a giant company, Melbourne would be the corporate headquarters. It's long been the commercial and economic hub of South Brevard, and is home to corporate headquarters of L3 Harris, which is a massive employer here. Its developed business corridors and proximity to the Melbourne-Orlando International Airport definitely gives it a clear advantage. If you want to be at the center of the action, closer to corporate offices and established business infrastructure, guess what? Melbourne has the edge. And this is reflected in the income data, which shows a higher per capita income in Melbourne compared to Palm Bay. Now, Palm Bay, on the other hand, acts as the favorite, especially when it comes to the most comfortable neighborhoods where a huge chunk of the company's employees live. Now, while it has its own growing list of major employers, like the new Rogue Valley Micro Devices facility, its main role is providing an affordable home base for those thousands of skilled workers, fueling the regional economy. Many residents commute from Palm Bay to job centers in Melbourne, and also other parts of the county as well. But here's the thing. This is starting to change as companies set up major facilities in Palm Bay. But for now, the trade-off is often a short drive for a significant discount, especially on your cost of living. Now, this is an incredibly close round. Both cities are riding the same powerful economic wave, but however, because it's the more established corporate center, home to major headquarters, and has a denser commercial layout, we have to give the slight edge to Melbourne. And as of right now, it's still the gravitational center of the South County job market. Now, round 3. Schools and family life. Now, when you're moving with family, the priorities definitely change. Suddenly, it's all about playgrounds, community safety, and of course, schools. First, the schools. Both Palm Bay and Melbourne are served by the same district. And the great news is, Brevard Public Schools is a highly rated district, consistently earning an A rating from the state of Florida. The district is ranked in the top 30% of all public schools districts in the whole state. We have an average math and reading proficiency score that are both above the Florida average. Now, inside the district, you have incredible high-performing schools like West Shore Junior Senior High, and also Edgewood Junior Senior High, which are ranked amongst the best in the entire state. The key takeaway is that an excellent education is available no matter which city you choose. Choosing a city is like getting the key to the same fantastic library system. The better experience just depends on which specific branch, which school zone is right around the corner from your house. So with that being said, on school zone alone, this round is a tie. Now, let's expand the category to family life. This is where the different vibes of cities really matter. Palm Bay, with its bigger yards and quieter suburban streets, is built for family space. It's the city of backyard barbecues, neighborhood basketball hoops, and room for a trampoline. It's also home to incredible outdoor spots like Turkey Creek Sanctuary, a beautiful preserve with boardwalks and trails perfect for a weekend adventure. If your idea of family life involves more nature, more space, and a quieter pace, Palm Bay is definitely hard to beat. Melbourne, however, wins on centralized family activities. It's home to regional attractions like the beloved Brevard Zoo. Its more compact design means you're generally closer to shopping, restaurants, and organized entertainment. Parks like Wickham Park offer fantastic amenities, and the city's layout often provides more walkability and easier access to day-to-day needs. For families, it's the difference between having your own private playground in your backyard, which is Palm Bay, versus living next door to an amusement park, which is Melbourne. So, how do we even score this? While both are great for families, Melbourne's concentration of amenities like the zoo and its more convenient, activity-rich neighborhoods give it a slight advantage for families, especially for a family that wants things to do right at their fingertips. Palm Bay offers the space, but Melbourne offers the attractions. So Melbourne wins this round. Round 4. Lifestyle, dining, and things to do. Now, what's there to do on a Friday night? Where can you get a great meal? What's the overall energy of the place? This round is all about lifestyle. And in this category, there's a clear, undisputed champion, Melbourne. Melbourne is like a perfectly curated playlist for a night out, full of energy, variety, and upbeat tracks. Now, Palm Bay is more like a calming, ambient soundscape you can put on at home. is all about peace and personal space. Melbourne is the vibrant heart of the South Space Coast. Its identity is built around its dynamic and historic downtown area, packed with unique shops and huge varieties of restaurants, breweries, and real nightlife. Whether you want waterfront dining on the Indian River Lagoon, a trendy coffee shop, or to see live music, Melbourne definitely has you covered. Plus, Melbourne's geography gives it a huge lifestyle advantage. With 3 major causeways, you have the Melbourne, O'Galley, and the Pineda Causeway. These bridges get you to the beach faster and is easier than for most parts of Palm Bay. You can go from downtown to toes in the sand in minutes. This beach access is a huge part of the Florida lifestyle, especially this is something that people move here for. The whole vibe feels more connected, more urban, and more energetic. Palm Bay, by contrast, is a classic bedroom community. Its lifestyle is defined by quiet and space. While it does have good restaurants and shopping, especially in the eastern areas, it just doesn't have the density or variety Melbourne offers. There is no central downtown in the same way also, at least not yet. Residents often find themselves driving out to Melbourne anyway for a special night out. So guess what, my friends? This round isn't even close. If you're a foodie, if you love to shop, or if you want a vibrant social scene and a quick beach access, Melbourne is the clear-cut winner. It offers that quintessential city experience on the Space Coast. Now I'm gonna give you guys a bonus round. This is the wild card, future growth and development. So far, Melbourne does have a commanding lead. It won on jobs, family amenities, and also lifestyle. Now, if this was a few years ago, I'd be wrapping it up and declaring Melbourne as the clear-cut winner. But this is the 2026 showdown, and there's a massive game-changing wild card in play, the future. Investing in Melbourne is like buying a blue chip stock. Like Apple, it's solid, it's reliable, and a safe bet that will continue to improve and grow steadily. Palm Bay, however, is a city on the brink of a total transformation. It's like getting in on a hot tech IPO before it goes public. The potential for explosive growth is massive. For years, the biggest knock against it has been the lack of commercial amenities, the very things Melbourne keeps winning on. But guess what? That's about to change, big time. Multiple massive development projects are in the pipeline right now. One of the most significant is a project in the southeast Palm Bay area known as Ashton Park. This is a colossal master plan community that's set to include thousands of homes and over 1 million square feet of new commercial and retail space. And it's also centered around a new town center that could potentially be our downtown. Another huge project is Sunterra Lakes, formerly known as Emerald Lakes, which will add nearly 4,000 more residential units and its own large non-residential space. These aren't just new strip malls, they are seeds of new commercial cores for the city. This isn't growth, it's strategic growth. Growth that directly targets Palm Bay's biggest weakness. The city is actively building downtown restaurants and shopping areas, stuff that has lacked for years. While Melbourne is the polished product, Palm Bay is the high growth stock. It offers the chance to buy into a community right before it explodes in value and amenities. The very reasons Melbourne won the lifestyle round are the exact things that are being built in Palm Bay as we speak. For its incredible transformative potential, Palm Bay takes the wild card round. All right. It's time to tally the scores. After 5 intense rounds, we have Melbourne with 3 wins and Palm Bay with 2. In round 1, cost of living, it went to Palm Bay. In round 2, the job market, it went narrowly to Melbourne. In round 3, family life was a win for Melbourne on amenities. In round 4, lifestyle was a decisive victory for Melbourne. In round 5, the future growth wildcard was a game changer for Palm Bay. So, with a score of 3-2, Melbourne wins. Case closed. Right? But hold on, this is where I make good on the promise I made in the beginning. It's like judging a boxing match between the current heavyweight champion and a promising young contender. The champ might win more today on polish and experience, but if you see the power and potential in the contender, you know they'll be one to win the future. You bet on the trajectory, not the current scorecard. While Melbourne is the established champion today, Palm Bay is the undeniable challenger on an unstoppable rise right now. It offers incredible affordability and it absolutely has a game-changing future. So with that being said, we have to crown Palm Bay to be the better city to move to in 2026. It represents a rapidly closing window to get in on the ground floor of what's about to become one of Florida's next great boom towns. It offers you the chance to buy a home for significantly less money in a city that is aggressively building the very amenities that makes its neighbors so popular. But let me be crystal clear, this does not mean Melbourne is the wrong choice. Far from it. The better city truly depends on who you are. If you have the budget and want a vibrant downtown, amazing restaurants, and convenient amenities, Melbourne is an unbeatable choice. It's the polished, proven, premier city in South Brevard, and you'll definitely love it here. But if you're playing the long game, if you prioritize affordability and space, if you want to see your property value grow as the city grows around you, and if you're excited about the idea of being a part of the city's historic transformation, then Palm Bay is where your attention needs to be in 2026 and beyond. It's the smart money move. Ultimately, the only person who can make this choice is you. If you're feeling stuck between these two fantastic options and just need to talk through it, especially with someone who lives and breathes this stuff, I'm here to help. Go ahead and book a call with the link in the description below. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. We can go through different strategies to decide which area is the best fit for you. I know choosing the city is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make, and one video can only cover so much. To help you dig deeper, I put together a free Space Coast relocation guide. It's packed with neighborhood breakdowns, checklists, local contacts, and insights you won't find anywhere else. To get your free guide, just click the link in the description below as well. And of course, if you're ready to start your journey and make your move to the Space Coast, my team and I are here to help. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this brought you some clarity, and I'll see you in the next video.